Hello everyone, this is Sampada and welcome to my channel Scrap Me Collection. If you have not subscribed to my channel, then please go subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you'll get all the notification of my upcoming videos. So today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. We are not going to talk about your scrapbooking, but in fact we are going to talk about how to organize your craft supplies. So when we'll talk about the craft supplies, there are a lot of things that comes into picture, like the flowers, the papers, the cardstocks, the dyes, the stamps, and if the person is in mixed media, then there will be infinite more products like sprays, inks, paints, texture mediums. So many things are there. So we all know how to organize the craft room. It's very basic thing, but sometimes we need some inspiration, some guidance on how to arrange things. And sometimes people have very less space with them for their craft work, so then it's very important that you organize all the things, making it handy also at the same time. So today we are going to talk about the dies, how to organize the crafting dies. So just let me know, how do you organize your craft dies? Well, there are many ways to organize it. Like, you can always use the packaging, the original packaging, which is the simplest of all for keeping your crafting dies. The second thing is, nowadays many people are using magnetic sheets to hold the dies. They make a booklet kind of thing. It has all the magnetic sheets in it, and you can just place your die with the labeling. So this is another thing you can do. You can also use the boxes to keep the dies. So there are many ways you can do it. Today I'll be going to show you some different different idea how to organize, and in a very crafty and very creative way. So let me tell you about how I used to store it, because in the starting, when I started off, I don't have a lot of dies. Trust me, I don't have a lot of dies. I have some important and required dies, and because I'm not into flower making, I have not purchased so many of flower and leaves dies. Just the dies that are required for scrapbooking, I have always invested in that only. Though I have some flower dies, not like that. But when I started off, I used to store it in the original packaging, simple, as simple as that. But then after using the packets, after multiple times of opening and closing the packet, sometimes it becomes old, sometimes it becomes bygone. So then you need to have some other alternate to store your dies. Also, there's one thing, I have a problem. I don't know whether it's with you or not. Suppose I'm going to start some project, then I make sure my craft table is empty, clean and well managed, and by the time I complete that project, it becomes a mess, a total mess, which doesn't get clean for next few days till I start my next project. It has always been like that. So I remember in one of my workshops, so many die cuts were there. So many die cuts I have to give in the kit, and that time I have used a lot of dies, and because there was loads of work, so I had a very bad habit of not keeping the die in the original packaging all the time, because I used to think, okay, next day I also have to repeat the same work, so why to keep it in the original packaging? So that is why sometimes it happened that I find the die in some other box. Maybe some of the original packaging is empty, they are not having the die which should be there. Some of the dies I find in some other packaging, some other dies packet. So it happens with me a lot. So today I am going to show you how to store your crafting dies in a very creative way, and this is going to be a super fun video. I am going to switch off this video because I have to change the angle of my camera, and will be now focusing on my tabletop, and I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy the video. Don't just close it, and if you have not subscribed to my channel, then please go and subscribe and hit the bell icon. Thank you, bye bye, and let's start the video. Bye. Okay, so we are going to start the tutorial now. Before I start, let me tell you a few things. Like recently I posted a picture on my Instagram and Facebook giving a sneak peek, and many of you have guessed that I am in process of making an envelope scrapbook. But no, that was a sneak peek of the envelopes I'll be using to store my dies. But that's not it. We'll be also doing labeling of the dies, but in a very different and a creative way. Okay, so do watch this video till the end. Also, you don't need to purchase new products for creating these envelopes. I'll come to this point later in this video of how to manage when you do not have multiple sheets of same design. I have made these envelopes for my spellbinders, Dress My Craft, and other brand of dies. I didn't make any for my heartfelt dies as they have really nice packaging, and also Tim Holtz alteration die, for which envelopes are not a great idea. They have a very thick base. Now these are the three sizes that I have made. So you can say small, medium and large. I did this as some dies have a small shape, they don't need large room, and I have made a lot of these envelopes. You can see these are the envelopes that I have made. Some are completed, some are not. Now you must be thinking that where I got these vintage print papers. So I haven't bought it, I am just utilizing what I have in my stash without spending a single penny. I did a workshop last year with roseate papers from Bob and Betty, in which I have used many packets. I was left with these sheets, and lot of sheets were there. This is double sided, and one side is having this design and the other side is having elements for fuzzy cutting. So I couldn't get a chance to use this, and I thought no one is going to purchase this in destash, and thank God I have not destashed it. I am making the most of it now. And the flowers you are seeing is from the other side of the element sheet. So I had plenty of sheets to make envelopes, and after that also I was left with some to get the fuzzy cut design out of it. So the flowers you are seeing here is from the same sheet but other side. Now making envelopes only is not the solution to our problem. Suppose I need a particular die, I cannot search it in all the envelopes. So do labeling in that case. Either you can write the die name and paste it, or you can get the printout of the design and stick it to the envelope, or you can do what I did. So let me show you what I did. So let me grab some envelopes. So these are the two large size of envelopes, with one having this oval designs and the one having the Prima design. So I have cut the dies from each die and kept it in this plastic sheet and pasted on the back side. So let me show you the back side. So you can see the design. I cut it out like in this also, the doily you can see, and I used the plastic sheet. You can get it from any shop that keeps packaging stuffs, or you can also get this from Amazon. Okay, so this is one flower die by Dress My Craft, and in this one I directly pasted the flowers on top of it. This is to show that using plastic packets is not mandatory, but prefer using that, as there are reasons behind this. The design will not get stuck to each other if by mistake you put the envelopes in this position. So try to keep envelopes facing each other in this way. Okay, second reason is these packets are removable. See, you can remove it like this. So in future, if you want to put another die in this envelope, you simply need to remove the packet, put die inside and paste the new packet with the new design. So simple. In fact, you can use the same packet. So despite of writing the names and doing the labeling, this is the best way of to identify your dies. Very handy also. You just need to see the design and then you can pick up the packet. Okay, now coming to the other side of the envelope, then you can see here that I have used these flower die cuts from the other side of the leftover sheets. You can use any kind of die cut or a sticker or wax stamp, etc. Now this is a small envelope with nested circle die. I have preferred coffee brown and cream cardstock for cutting the design, as the paper you can see is vintage and in coffee shade. I suggest you to not use the pattern paper with speaking elements on it. Try to use plain paper with either scripts, polka dots, stripes, watercolor splash, or having some uniform based, and try to use simple kind of papers that will look good. Okay, now see this flower die set. I lost its original packaging, so I have a plastic packet. I put a sheet of paper or a cardstock inside and kept the die. So this is how you can store your dies when you have lost your original packaging. You can store like this, keeping it safe, and then you can put it in the envelope. And then I have this small dies envelopes. So I just embellished it a little bit, this baby frog, because it was looking very simple. So I just put some flowers and a small die cut. So now I am going to show you how to make this medium size of envelope. Most of you may be knowing, but let me do this. So take your scoreboard, there will be an envelope making tool on the back side. Take it out and keep it on the scoreboard in this way. So there were 3 sizes. I have shown you 3 sizes. For the large envelope, which is size A9, I have taken a 12x12 pattern paper, and A score line and B score line is given in the measurement rule on your triangular rule. Okay, so now we need to make the medium one, that is A7 size. Take a 10x10 inch of sheet, keep it in this position, and make A score line at 3/1/4 inch and B score line at 4/1/4 inch. It is given in there in this tool. Okay, A and B score lines will come alternatively on all 4 sides. Okay, so now make the first score line, that will be at 3/1/4, and the second B line will be at 4/1/4. Then again A line 3/1/4, and the B line is going to be at 4/1/4. Okay, now take your scissor and cut out this triangle part. You have to cut from all the 4 sides like this. Very, very simple to do. Okay, take your corner punch now and do it like this. Now I am going to use distress ink on the edges. Make sure you do at least on these edges, which I am doing now, as it can't be done once these sides will be folded. Okay, and once the envelope will be get folded, it cannot be done. Okay, so you can use any brown shade. Now start folding it and make an envelope as shown in the video. Okay, we can put the ink later also on the leftover sides, but make sure you put ink on the sides that I have done. And I am using tacky tape. You can also use glue for this step. I have fast forwarded the video because then the video would be too long, to watch. So put distress ink on all the leftover sides. Now I am doing it, and you can also do it like this. Now take this flower die cut, this fuzzy cut, and again I am saying, if you can't manage to get similar flower dies, then you can use any, you can create flower shape. You can use any die to create flower shape. For example, this one. Okay, so let's do it. Now either you can leave the closure part, or you can also use velcro for closing these envelopes. So I am just showing you how to use the velcro for closing these envelopes, and this is the best option you can do. So take the velcro, put it like this. So it's done. Okay, so I have few more envelopes left, so let's complete that also. I have to put these flowers on those envelopes, so let me do that. So this is done now. Let me show you how I have labeled the envelopes. So let me take this die, and I have already cut the die cuts of all the designs. So every envelope is having the die cuts inside, and I'm going to switch on the background music, as there is nothing to explain. You can just watch the video and enjoy it. Okay, so this is the box where I have stored my dies. So I hope you can see this. And these are the envelopes that I have made. So you can see, let me just show you. So this is the envelope, and from here you can open it. This is my way of doing the labeling, so that you can see the envelope, you can see, okay, this is the die which is kept inside, and you can open it, take it out, use it, and keep it back. Okay, I have kept it in this plastic pouches because then it can be removed and you can change the die that is kept there inside, and you can keep another die in future. Suppose, because sometimes we when we don't use the die anymore, we declutter it, we destash it. So in that case you can always do like that. Okay, this is one more die. So it has these flowers die inside. So despite of pasting the flower cutout, what I have decided is I have taken this frame. This frame die is not kept inside, let me tell you. So this is just a frame. I cut these flowers. Initially I was planning to take the cutout, but then I cut these flowers, and then I look at this and it was looking very, very nice. So I decided of pasting it over here, and then this is also removable, and the die is there inside. Now there is one more. So this is also from Spellbinders, and this is my Prima Doily, and we have some more. Okay, like this one. This is by Spellbinders, the pocket die. This is by Dress My Craft, the classic doily, like this. Okay, you can see here. And these are sentimental dies, and I just I have done it like this, so I hope you can see. And then this one, alright, and so many more inside. Like this is by Dress My Craft. You simply paste the die, but just make sure when you are keeping it in the box, just keep like this. Do not keep like this. This one is having the packaging, this one is having the packaging. Most of the envelopes are having the packaging, these packets. Okay, but if you're not using the packets, make sure you're not keeping envelopes like this, because then in that case what will happen, the intricate design from these dies will get stuck with the other one. So avoid doing that. And this is one more. Okay, and this is one more. So you can see the flowers. This is by Dress My Craft. I simply pasted the flowers like this. And these are some small. I have more in my box. Like this is the one, then this one, then this one, and these are some smaller dies, so which I have kept here. Alright, so this is how you can do the labeling, despite of writing the names. If you want, you can write the names also, but by just reading the name, I am very bad at remembering the name of each die, because most of the Spellbinder dies and flower dies, and they are more or less same kind of a name. So because these nested die, if you'll see the name, oval frame 2, oval frame set 5, so it's very, very confusing. So this is how I do it, and I hope you like this idea, and if you like it, then do let me know, and I would love to hear from all of you. And if you are planning to make something like this, then do share your creations as well. Tag me on Instagram, Scrap Me by Sampada, or you can also tag me on Facebook, Sampada Shrivastava, or you can tag my page also, Scrap Me. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye bye.